Hello, everyone. My name is Desi, or Advent, if you know me from several Discord groups or online. Today, I'm going to be going over how to set up your Webull desktop and mobile platform for those who are here on the live or for those who are watching the replay. Well, actually, mainly for those who are here live. You're more than welcome to follow along. Any questions that you may have, type them in the chat or leave them until after the walkthrough is completed, and then I'll answer every single question. The agenda or the way we're going to be navigating this is I'm going to go through the desktop portion, the mobile portion, and then at the end, I'll answer any questions. And if need be, I will, do several things again if you guys want me to just reiterate everything. With all that being said, if you are not going to follow along, I recommend doing your best to be fully present and absorb all the information. There may be one single thing that changes your whole trading experience. And yeah, with all that being said, let's start it. Let me know if you all can hear me. You can type it in the chat. Or give me a thumbs up, little emojis, whatever works. Let me know. Give me a yes or cool. Thank you, Juan. All righty. Perfect. So, hold on. I got to get this screen out the way. Perfect. All right, cool. So, on your Webull desktop platform, it's essentially going to look like this. This is the downloaded version. This is not the website version or the browser version, as a heads up. So anyway, I'll just start on the top left. Let me actually make this blank. We'll go over that in a little bit. So on the top left, it's going to have your watch lists, and you can create different watch lists. As you can see here, I have a bunch of old ones. I don't use these watch lists anymore. The only one that I really use is my strike watch. And I'll show you a little later how to set that up. But as of now, if you don't use any other platform like TradingView or Thinkorswim or stuff like that, you can create your personal watch list and just put the stocks in there. So for example, the way to do that, you can, let's see. Oh, I literally just had this earlier. It's weird. That's embarrassing. All right, I'll show you on the mobile version how to do it in a little bit. That's so strange. It was letting me do it earlier. All right. Oh, edit watch list. Perfect. So right click, edit watch lists. On the right side here is going to have all your stocks. All your watch lists that you have. If you want to make a new one, let's just do one for the sake of the conversation. Training. Done. So where we have training. Should be here. So boom. So at the end, now search and view stocks. Let's just say PayPal. I can favorite this, or I can click on the star and then I can choose where I want it to go into. So I want to go into training. Boom. Now I got PayPal in my watch list section. Making sense so far? Give me a yes, thumbs up, whatever in the chat before we move forward. Cool. So the next section is going to be the stock section. This one, personally, I don't really care much to go over it because I'm going to make something like this. We're going to make one personalized for ourselves. So for the most part, I'm just going to skip this section. So this just gives you like your watch list, whatever chart you may be looking at, the order book, time and sales, the trading screen, your position, stuff like that. But that's for later on. The markets tab right here, it's going to give you the indices, the Dow Jones, S&P 500, NASDAQ, and it's going to compare their movement throughout the whole day. It'll give you the global markets, the news, calendars for earnings, dividends, splits, anything like that. It'll give you the heat map. So depending on which industry you're in, it'll tell you the biggest gains, the biggest losses, stuff like that. And then here, top gainers, top losers. This might be, yeah, this is after hours. And you can set this to like pre-market. So pre-market today, before the market opened, the biggest gainer was WBEV. And then the top loser for pre-market was DRMA. And then you could just switch this to the current time in the market. Cool. Next, we have the screener. I personally use finviz.com. It's just my personal preference. I've never really used the screener here, but pretty straightforward. You can use this to look for specific stocks to your specifications. So if you want to look for a stock that may be between, let's say you want to look for like a low market cap, let's just say 500,000 to, or this is 500 billion, it's in billions actually, whoops. Let's just say 1 billion to 2 billion, and then it'll show me all the stocks that are in between that market cap. And you can change the region when you want, United States, Hong Kong, whatever it may be. Option screener, you can use this to find specific options. So let's say if you want to see options that have an open interest of at least, say 5,000 to 10,000, it'll come up with all of them that have open interest between that range. And then you can just mess around with them. Following me so far? Cool. So, move this out the way. So customized, this is going to be the main portion that we're going to be focusing on for the training. So with the customized section, you can essentially just customize the way you want your layout to look. So for example, when I'm trading my options, this is how I don't use Webull desktop, mainly because the mobile version, I can navigate it a lot faster. Again, that's how I started, and I kind of just stuck to it. But the desktop version, you can set your chart up like this, and I'll show you how. So if you are following along, when you get to the Customize tab, you can just open up a new one, new layout, and it's going to be like this, empty, and it's going to have your widgets. So the first thing you want to do is, click on the chart, and it's going to bring up your chart. And before we get into the other components, I'll go one by one. So right here on the chart, it's going to give you the time frame that you're on down here, your interval. You can do 5 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you want. Right here, this little line, you can click on that, and it'll bring up the other time frames. Now, whatever starred is going to be in the quick section. So if you trade on the 3 minute, you can just boom, 3 minute, it's there for you, and all the other ones. For me, I mainly intraday trade on the 5, 15, and 30, and sometimes the 1 hour. So I have that on when I'm trading. They have a drawing section. So if you don't use TradingView and things like that, you can draw your trend lines. Using the line tool, however you want to do it. You can change the color to whatever you want. The size, you want it slim, thick, stuff like that. Dotted, straight line, dashed, arrow, different things. You can lock it as well so it won't move, or if you switch charts, it should stay put, and it won't let you drag it by mistake. Just delete that. The next section, well, I skipped it, but indicators. I personally don't use indicators. This is just how my charts look. Well, I don't chart on Webull, but for those who do use Webull to chart, or if you are new to it and don't want to get TradingView or stuff like that, you can chart here. And you can have your indicators. They have a pretty good amount of indicators that you can set here. And let's say if you had the EMA on, whoops. Go back, click on EMA, boom, that's on. You can go to edit indicators. And then for your EMA, you can set which one you have. So the 5 EMA, 10, 20, 30, etc. Change the colors, do whatever you want. Inputs right here. This will be if you want to customize your EMA. So if you are EMA person, you can do 9 EMA, it'll switch it. And you can just customize it. Add 200 moving average, and then it'll be there on your chart. Cool. Colby asked, are you doing this on Mac or Windows OS? I am doing this on Mac OS. But it's the same concept on Windows. At least when I used to use it, it's pretty much the same thing on Windows. You guys follow me so far before I continue? Mariah asked, for those who are watching the replay, she said, for those that use TradingView, do we need to know how to set up Webull as well? Yes. Specifically the chart, no. But if you want to just have everything on one screen, then you can do this. However, for myself, when I'm trading my options on Webull, I'm looking at my charts on TradingView, and then I'm taking my trades on my phone. It's just faster for me that way. But some people do everything through here, which I'll show you guys in a bit. Mac, so to make the screen look like where I am, I'm not sure if you got here on time or not, but and you have to go to the customize section. And then I'll show you all the other settings. You know, you might have, like up here, I have some widgets that are hidden, so it might be different for you. And I have my dark mode setting and stuff like that, which I'll go into when I get back down to the settings section. So yeah, with the EMAs, stuff like that, pretty straightforward. The next thing is the line style. So this is going to be the way your candles look. You can do line, make your things look like this. You can change it to hollow candles, bar, like this weird thing. I don't, Heikinashi, which I personally don't recommend at all. And so I just switch it to the regular candles. And let me see. All right, Webull doesn't have that many customization options for the colors. Moving on. So yeah, that's how you can choose your candle type. Now the grid, this is going to be if you want 2 charts in the same section, 4 charts. I think they let you do up to 9. Yeah, 9 charts at one time. You could do it with this with the grid section. Let me bring it back to 1. So to show you guys that again, you go to the grid section, and then right now it's on 1. You could do it to 2, or you can set up to 9 if you choose to. Now symbol, this is if you want all the charts to be the same thing. So let's just say if I do 2 charts, it's going to be SPY and SPY. But if I want to look at, like, let's say SPY and then the VIX, I can look at them next to each other. And 5 minute, cool. So now they're both on the 5 minute. Oh, whoops, 5 minute and then 5 minute. Nice. But again, if you, there we go. And you can set it to the time, so they'll be on the same time frame at the same time. And then the crosshair, so they can match up at the specific time when you're highlighting them. Following me so far? Everything making sense before we continue? Any questions? Cool. The compare screen is if you want to like add another ticker to the screen and compare the movement. So this is the VIX compared to the Dow Jones. Pretty straightforward. Chart layouts, you can save your layout. So you can just load it up again really quickly. So you don't have to like, if anything happens with your system, you don't have to re-put in all your settings. Cool. So moving on, let me just hide this real quick. So the next thing, and this is mainly going to be to set up your active trader for trading options. You can do it for regular stock as well, which I'll give you guys an example. But the first example is going to be for trading your options. So the next thing that we're going to set up is going to be our watch list section, which, oh, by the way, let me just go back to it. To add a widget, you will go right here where it says blank layout, the 3 little lines. Oh, whoops, that's one thing. You can right click, add widget. And let's just do, where is it? Watch list. Cool. And then, oh, excuse me, my mouse moved around. This is how I have mine set up, so I can look at my watch list. Also, one thing to note, which I'll share with you in a bit. Let me go back to my other section. I'm gonna set up this chart, and you can sync them together with where it says set group, like it does here. And I'll show you, and I'm gonna show you why that's important. So here, let's go to add widget. We're gonna do it was charts. Yeah, chart. Get that out of there. And you can put multiple things in the same section if you choose to, like chart and then watch list, but I like to have it separate. That's just my personal preference. If it works differently for you, do whatever works. So now, since we're mainly, this is going to be the options example, I'm going to set the group as number 2. I can just leave this either as empty or I could just put it as 1 for now. So after we set up the chart, now we're going to bring up the options tab. Add widget, options. And I myself put it down here. Can bring this a little more to the side. Oops. Turn off this EMA because we don't do that around here. And you're gonna have to link, remember, with this chart, right now it's showing me the regular S&P. It's showing me the regular SPY chart here as well, but I don't want that. I want to look at the options chain or the options price on this chart here. This is just to see the underlying or the ticker that I'm trading. And I want this to show me the contract. So if I click on this, let's say I click on, let's go to just calls. Let's say for the contract expiring tomorrow, if I click on 397, oh, whoops. One sec. Remove. Say I click on buy. That's so weird. All right, let's skip that for now. I know what's the issue. Add widgets. We got to go to trade, active trade. We're going to bring this down. Bring it over. Just brings it a little higher. And then since we're going to be trading options, you have got to sync it with the second thing. So order entry, I can simply leave in here for now. So let's say, let's look at this option there. That's so strange. Keeps on syncing it over. That's embarrassing. Send SPY to. Huh. This is so weird. It's supposed to be showing, it's supposed to bring it up on this chart. It says group two, perfect. Let's actually add this to my watch list. Strike here on PayPal. There we go. Cool. Figured out the issue. So, but it's still not going on active trade. Ah, I just remembered why. All right. Now we're back on the same page. Right now, the active trader, since I haven't set it up yet, because if I go here and I click on it, it'll show me the contract that I'm on. So for SPY, now it's on the SPY one. Anyway, sorry for that confusion. We have to set up our active trader settings so it can be show us everything properly here. So instead of just, if you click on this down here in the options chain, it'll bring up the order entry. What you want to do, and another tip that I'll share with you guys is when you right click on the contract, you can add it to your watch list so you can quickly tap on it and you can bring it up. Because if we get our trigger to go long, we don't want to be searching up the contract, finding out which one we got to get in and when. We want to make everything quick and super fast for us to get in or out. So right click on the contract, add to watch list, boom, strike watch, it'll be here in my watch list. And I can cycle between all of them. Making sense so far before I get into the active trader section? Cool. So with the active trader options, oh, by the way, really quickly, when you're active trading, you want to have your order confirmation off. Because if you're trying to get in quickly, it's going to tell you, hey, are you sure you want to do this? And it might miss your entry and leave without you. We don't want that. So you can just simply right click on the active trade bar, active trades section. I'm not trading stocks. This is for options. So I'm turning off everything for the options section. Since I'm trading options, buy market, buy bid, buy ask, sell market, sell bid, ask. And here you can set it to how many contracts you want to buy. So if you want your buy the bid to be at 2, it'll buy 2 contracts. Or sorry, I said it to buy market, but if you want it to buy market 2, it'll be at 2. And then if you want to sell one at a time, you can keep your sell either market at 1 or whatever works best for you. This is going to be in relation to your account size and the way you trade. For me, I usually do 2 or 3 at a time, depending on the setup and the position sizing. Again, that's up to you. Order confirmation, keep that off because we want to get in and out from these trades as quick as we can. I'll address that in a second, Mac. So yeah, here, orders and positions. This will just be if you want to quickly close something, if you want to cancel all your current orders, stuff like that. You can keep that on. So let's say if you had, this is useful to cancel all your orders, your pending orders. So let's say if I buy this contract and I bought it at, let's say 312, and my take profits were at 340. However, the price is going against me and it's about to hit my stop loss, or it hit my stop loss. If you wanted to get out every single individual trade that you set up on your screen, you would have to go into the trade and just cancel them individually. So with this here, you can simply just cancel them all at the same time. And then you can just sell out of all of them at the same time to get out of the position. Making sense? Before I continue? Cool. So Mac mentioned he thought buying market was risky. Depending on how you trade, some people buy market to just get in there, or you can buy the ask, which is what I usually do. Sometimes I'll just do limit, depending on what's going on. Also, let me know if you can hear the kids yelling in the background. I can move my position. Give me a yes in the chat, and I'll move my location. Perfect. This microphone is perfect. Cool. Moving on. So yeah, with the active trader section, you want to have this personalized to yourself. You can also have it so, let's just say if your stop loss for every order is going to be 20%, you can quickly just set it. So once you buy the ask or bid or market, whatever, once you get into the trade, on the options screen here, it's going to show stop loss 20% and take profit 20%. And then I can't show you now because the market is closed. But for those who use TradingView and saw my last training, it's similar to TradingView. When you set your take profit and stop loss, you can just quickly take it and just drag it along the screen to quickly move it. That'll make more sense during the live market. Unfortunately, I can't show you now. Let me actually try something since we're here. Let's see if it lets me. Good till canceled. Let's do one. Let's see. For SPY, it was closed at 318. Let's just say I want to buy this call. I'm buying it. Let's say I want to buy it at $3. Place order. Yep. Cool. So right here, as you can see, it's going to show you on the screen where you place your order at. So I can't show you now because it's after hours, but during market hours, if you have this setting that I just showed you here, where your active trader stop loss take profit, it's going to say take profit 20%, which will be 3.60, or 20% loss 2.40, and it'll show you on the screen, and then you can quickly just move it around and just adjust it quickly. In this case, I'm gonna cancel the order, close that. Cool. Let's lock that back up. For the active trader section, you guys are following me so far, and how I set everything up and how to link the charts together. Cool. Now, and again, you know, the reason why you want to have for options, you want to have it specifically the group 4 options, these 4 things. Of course, you can add other things. You know, if you're a person that likes to see the order book, let's just say, where is it? Orders, quotes. If you want to see the time and sales, like the orders that are being put through, you can add that as well, wherever you want. Personally, I don't really care for it, at least while I'm trading. So I don't use that personally. And then one thing that you can do to see your positions, go here, add widget. I'll do it up here. Add widgets, should be in general. Trade. Your orders, so it's going to show your orders and your current position, so you can monitor your positions from there. I would put this out there as a little tidbit. I don't look at my position when I'm trading. I only focus on what the chart is doing, because if you look at your position, you might open yourself up to emotional trading by looking at your P&L. And we don't trade P&L, we trade charts. Moving on. I'll make another layout. Let me see if I still have this. This might be an old one from last year. That's so weird. It's not showing anything. Cool. So, you know, here, if you're a stock trader, ew, I have not seen this in so long. We don't use EMAs around here. Moving on. So, right here, we have for the, if you're trading stock, it's going to show you the chart, of course, how many shares you want to buy. You can hit take profit, stop loss. Good till canceled. Let's see if this works actually. Sometimes for stocks, it may show you. It's not going to work. So same thing with stocks. If you hit take profit, stop loss, you could put it in percent, you could put it in dollar amount, whatever works for you. Once you get in here, it's going to say take profit, stop loss, and then your entry. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier. In the chart, to turn off extended data on the bottom right where it says EXT, just click on that. And it'll just be regular market hours. And this will be after hours, pre-market, after hours. Cool. Making sense so far? Before I move on? Yes, in the chat, thumbs up, emoji, whatever works. Cool. So the next section, just be your account section. It's going to show your P&L, your positions, how much you're up, how much you're down, how much you made for the day, all the other information. I'll leave it at that. Paper trading, pretty straightforward. It's going to be similar to what we just did. You can create your setup here and paper trade with it. One thing I forgot to mention is save your layouts, because sometimes, you know, if you log in and something happens to your computer, your program, and you got to put it back, you want to have everything ready for you when you come back. So you can just right click on it or rename it. So be active trader paper account. And then right click, save paper layout. It'll already be there, save. So if you're in a blank layout and you want to bring that thing back, you can go to new layout and it'll be here, paper active trader, paper account, and then boom, load back up. One thing to note as well, if you get on another computer and the screen size is different than the computer that you made the layout on, it might be a little different. Like on my Windows laptop, when I made a layout, the screen is about an inch or so smaller than this current computer that I'm using, and my charts were like this, like everything was moved over to the side. So just something to keep a note of. This will be in relation to whatever computer or monitor you're using. So you might see some discrepancies in the sizing of things depending what you're using. Cool. Moving on. So Learning Center, if you are new, I will say this that I didn't mention in the beginning of the training. The biggest thing that my second mentor ever taught me was learn your trading platform in and out, every single feature. That way you can be prepared and you have a proper foundation for your trading. You don't want to get in a trade and not know how to get out. I've had some people, I love you, I'm not coming at you, just using you as an example, who have messaged me and said, hey, I got into this trade, but I don't know how to get out. And it's like, why are you using real money if you don't even know how to use the platform? So definitely learn the ins and outs of your platform before you even consider using real money. And the paper trading feature is going to be great for that. So you can learn how to use everything without using your real money. Yeah, moving on. So the Learning Center has everything. It'll tell you everything about Webull, features that they have for the desktop. This is specifically desktop. The Learning Center for the mobile has a lot more information. Customized layouts, how to do them, the tools that they have. And then there's just like the versions of what they've added. Cool. And then of course, pretty straightforward. Contact them. You can contact Webull. You can see all your notifications here. Let me actually remove this. I know I've been here. Yeah, then settings. In here, it's going to have your time zone, language, your theme. So if you want a more lighter screen, you can just make it light screen or like light mode. I have sensitive eyes, so everything for me is dark mode. You can invert your candle colors if you want green, or rather red to be up or green to be down. I don't know why you would do that, but anyway. And here, it'll just show you like when you're searching for something, if you wanted to switch the layouts in X, Y, and Z. This is the settings for the top bar here, what you want it to show. It can show your accounts here, your account and security. You can switch accounts if you have another account. Like I used to trade I trade for my brother sometimes, so I just quickly switch our accounts through here. So if you trade multiple accounts, you can do that. What I do recommend is that if you do want to have multiple accounts, you can message Webull. They should be able to give you multiple accounts in basically like multiple accounts under one brokerage account. So I have my individual and I have a Roth IRA in Webull at the same time. So instead of making a whole brand new account, I have it under one house. Cool. Now, hotkeys, these are great if you want to be even faster when it comes to trading. So let's say if you want to buy market and you don't want to go on the screen, like click buy market, sell bid, whatever, you can literally set hotkeys for that. So let's say if I could do, what is it? Let's just do Shift 1. So if I press Shift 1, it's going to place a market order and it's going to buy market. When I hit Shift 1, it's going to buy 2 contracts. So you can use the hotkeys to get in and out of trades or to place specific trades in and out. And then even here, if you want to cancel all your pending orders, Shift 2, cancel all your orders. I would recommend that you practice with this. That way, I've only fat fingered a trade once on my margin account when I went to buy and I actually sold like 5 contracts, which was scary at first when I first started selling contracts. But you don't want to fat finger. You want to know exactly where everything is. You can even skip. So if you want to buy market, you can do Shift 1 and then like buy the bid. You can do like Shift 3. So you're not accidentally pressing one or the other by mistake. My first mentor, he fat fingered a trade and lost 100K in about 30 seconds. Sad day for him. Anyway, moving on. Trade section, pretty straightforward. It's similar to like the active trader, but it's your default setting. So when you go to place a trade, it's gonna, for your limit, this is gonna be the quantity, the time in force. If you want it to be GTC or just day, limit, market, whatever. And then frequently use share quantity. You can just quickly just add this here to quickly go through it when you're setting up your quantities. Notifications, pretty straightforward. You can have it to let you know for your regular alerts, for your, when it got failed, when it got canceled, stuff like that. Account security, again, your account information, if you want to hide your account here, two-factor authentication, security, email, number you have on file, all that stuff is there. I won't go into it for obvious reasons. One thing that I forgot to mention earlier is, let's go to active trader options just for the sake of the convo. You can right click on the screen or hit the little plus icon and you can create an alert and you can write it down here above or below the specific price. You can have it so it only does it once every trading day, every week, every month, X, Y, and Z. And the frequency, this is very important. Set it up if you want it once per minute, once per day, unlimited. I did this once by mistake and set it to unlimited. I got like 100 notifications in like 10 seconds because the price was like just going back and forth. So you can set it through there. Cancel that. One thing I was going to mention is this will probably be easier for me to show you on the mobile version, which I'll show you guys in a bit. And also really quickly, with the widgets, it'll pretty much give you everything that if you want to add news, financial statements, corporate actions like dividends, earnings, stock splits, stuff like that, order flow, all that stuff. You can experiment with this and see whatever information you want to have on your screen. But again, this is mainly just for active trading options. So we'll just keep it at that for now. You can experiment with all this stuff and just check it out. Cool. So before I move to the mobile version, does anybody have any questions about the desktop version? All righty, looks like we're moving forward. So let me switch my screen. Trust. Oh, whoops. One sec, I'm connecting my phone so I can stream my phone for you guys. New share, the cable. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen, or is it blank? Can you guys see my screen now? Perfect. All right, cool. So we're gonna do the Webull version now. Cancel all of this. So Webull mobile, left side, your watch lists. These are my current positions that I have in this in my account. On the top right, we're gonna have how you want to have everything displayed. If you want to sort everything by A to Z, customize it, Z to A, whatever. If you want to see the symbol in the name, the logo, if you want that off or on. If you want the price to display like a line chart with the current price and the increase or decrease for the day, or just, you can mess around with these different settings. On the bottom, make sure that you have real-time set up. Very, very important. You want to have your real-time data showing. You don't want to be delayed even by a second. Again, that's on the top right, that little hexagon icon. Let me actually do this for you guys. So this icon up here, and you guys see me circling it right on the screen. Give me a yes on the chat if you can. Cool, thank you. So moving on. on the top right, the little book icon is the learning section. Webull has like little quizzes that you can take. Sometimes they might even have it now where you can take quizzes and they'll give you like free time data or real time data, real time quotes, stuff like that. They have them every now and then. Not only do you learn, but if you're really cheap, you don't want to pay $3 a month, you can do that. Don't be cheap, pay $3 a month. Moving on. And then on the top left, my positions, this icon here, click on that. Then you can go down to add list, and then you can just put your watch list name, training. Let's do training mobile. Cool. Now I have it set there. Now, obviously, there's nothing in there. And now you can either add the symbol through here, boom, and just add whatever you want. Actually, whoops. Click on add symbol. On the right side, that plus icon, click on that, and then just add it to whatever you want. Done. Cancel this to go back, and there we go. We have it on our list. The feeds is basically, Webull has been transitioning into like a social platform as well. So you can like talk with other people, put out your ideas, stuff like that. I don't care about this. It's a distraction. Moving on, markets. It'll similar to the desktop version. It'll show you the Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, and how they move through the day. The net inflow for the money going in and out of the market. The top gainers, whatever had the biggest change after hours, pre-market, 1 month, et cetera, et cetera. The most active, the top options, stuff like that. And you can go through the screen at your own pace. I won't go too into it. Webull does allow you to trade crypto. I personally don't recommend it because the spreads are trash. And it's not your keys, not your crypto. Moving on. So let's go to menu, paper trade. So this section here, settings, all your stuff will be there. Your quote preferences, similar to the other screen that I showed earlier. The chart settings, if you want to advanced, simplified, indicators on main chart, the height, all that stuff. Open orders. So it'll show you if you're like trading actively, you can just click buy or sell on the chart itself. At least for trading stock, I've never done that for options. But yeah, so here, if you turn the P&L panel on when you're trading, it'll show you if you're in profit, stuff like that. And then corporate actions, you can set this on. So on the physical chart, it'll show you when a dividend is coming or when one has been completed or when an earnings report is coming up, which is very important to know. You don't want to you don't want to get an overnight option and then you realize that it's earnings in the morning and then your option gets destroyed. Then of course the theme, dark, black, bright. It's up to you, whatever works best. Message settings, switch your accounts, log out, whatever you want. Cool. So my alerts, you can go here and it'll show you all your alerts that you have currently. And you can manage your alerts, you can delete them, do whatever you like. Cool. Next place that I want to go into, for those who are new to Webull or don't have real-time data, you would go to market quotes and it'll have everything here. Obviously, we don't trade the Toronto Stock Exchange, so we don't need to know that info, or the Hong Kong and all this other stuff. So I ignore all of this. What I have is level 2 data. It gives me the top 50 bids or asks, so I can see the level 2. I don't use it much. I used to use it a lot more when I was trading stocks, but I don't really use it much anymore, but I still have it there just so I can have it on my screen when I'm trading. The Oprah real-time data, that's for options. That's so you get the real-time data for your options contract. So you know the proper bid, the proper how do I call this? The proper real-time data essentially when you're trading. Because if you don't have real-time data and it says the bid is $1, but in reality it's 120 or 0.80, you're not even getting in properly. You're getting in on delayed data. So let's see. So Mac asked how to get to the screen. So on your mobile app on the bottom right, I'll circle it here, menu, and then market quotes right there. So market quotes, level 2 data. So I recommend this. Well, I kind of recommend all of these three. These are the ones that I have. Mariah asked, for those who are watching the replay, do you have to buy real-time data for paper trading? I will confirm that for you. I'm going to message them because I've always had real-time data, and then I discovered paper trading on Webull. And it, I can't tell yes or no, but I'll find out for you and I'll get back to you. Let me actually make a note. Give me 1 second. Thank you for your patience. Oh, whoops. Hold on, I gotta turn off these annotations off. Mac asked, do we need to subscribe to level 2 to get accurate contract prices? Specifically for level 2 data, that's just showing you the order book. It's similar to those who are familiar with Bookmap. It's similar to that. It shows you the bid and ask. I personally would get it anyway. That way, just so you can know about, on the individual stock, what's the orders looking like that people are bidding, or like they're putting walls up and stuff like that. Cool. All right, my phone's open again. Can you guys see it? Mac asked, which were you saying we needed to have accurate contract prices? It will be OPRA real-time data for the options information. Now, Webull, they might, if you are new, they might give you a 2-month window from becoming a new subscriber, where they'll give this to you for free. And I think CBOE should be free as well. You guys can check that out. It should say claim if it's free. If not, you can subscribe to it. The way I got it for free is when I signed up, whoever signed up at that time got free Oprah data. And I think I think CBOE might be free across the board. I could be wrong. But essentially, at least it expires on this date, and I'll find out what happens when that occurs. But for the real-time data for options, when I got that promo, it's free as long as I trade at least 1 contract a month. I keep this data for free. So obviously I trade almost every day. And I don't pay for this. I only pay for this right here, which is like $3 a month. It's nothing. Cool. Everybody, this all making sense? Any questions before I move on from this? Perfect. Cool. All right. Moving on. Let's go back. Now, paper trading. So I'm going to, let's do a quick trade first. So if you ever wanted to trade regular stock and test it out, just look for Apple. Now, for paper trading, I just want to make this clear. If you have a cash account, you will not be able to short sell in like regular stock. On paper trading, it acts as a margin account, so it'll let you sell short sell individual stock. I won't go into too much detail what short selling is. Just look that up on your own time. So cool. So here, let's go to settings. Oh, whoops. Really quickly, right here, let me circle it for you guys. Right here, you can click on that, and it has a replay feature if you want to like test the day out and or test out your trades or back test. You could do it through there. Cool. So on this screen, as we can see, we have our ticker up here, the name of the company right under it, Apple Inc. We have the current price that it closed at, how much it closed compared to the previous close, and then after hours, the current price after hours at the moment. And then we have the options chain here, news, feeds, analysis, et cetera, straightforward. Here we have, actually, here we have the time frames. So on the left side, you have your time intervals, which you can choose the times you want on the screen. So if I want to see the 15-minute chart, just click on that. I got the 15-minute chart. Interesting. So yeah, as we can see here, showing us our data. This is the time down here as well. You can like scroll through the candles and it'll tell you the candle times. And then of course, daily, weekly, quarterly, X, Y, and Z. For mobile, to change your candles, it's this icon here. Click on that, and then it'll show you the line chart. You know, by default, it's going to be a line chart. So you want to switch that to candles. Trust me on that. And then, of course, on the right side, we have, you can draw if you choose to. It'll tell you, oh, whoops, 1 second, go back. Line, and then I can just draw it to wherever I want. This thing looks like a nightmare on mobile. I wouldn't do it there. Anyway. And then indicators, if you want to adjust your indicators on this little icon, whoops, this little icon here. Oh, 1 sec, sorry about that. This little icon here is for your settings, your indicator settings. And then of course, this hexagon icon will be to go into the specific setting and then change it accordingly to your personal preference. Then chart layers, you know, what you want to have, what you want shown on the chart. If you want to hide your indicators, your drawings, positions, stuff like that. Then settings, yeah, I went over this. And then here is what you can do to change your pre-market data if you want to show it at pre-market or after hours, if you want to just hide it. So now it's only showing me regular market data. It's not showing me any pre-market data. It's only showing me from the beginning of the day to the close. And same thing for the previous sessions. So if you want extended data on, which if you are a strat user, you're not supposed to have on. You can have it on to mark off your pre-market highs and lows, but when you're trading it live, you cannot have it on, which again would be right here, include market data. You would adjust everything through there. If you want combined, here to just give you the option of pre-market or after hours data. I just keep it hidden. Cool. And then down here, this is the level 2 data that I was mentioning. So when you pay for it, it'll show you where people are buying, where people are selling. If there's a big wall, as we can see here, there's a big sell wall at 146.99. And I'll show you depending on your settings that you have, which you can adjust right here. I have it to 30, but you can do it to 20 or to 50 maximum. And then market by order, like if it's from the NASDAQ or depending what market it's from, the orders. You can hide this or just lessen it if you wanted to. The tick in sales is letting you know at what specific time and how many shares were bought and at what price. Order flow distribution, how many buys versus sell there was today. And then it'll tell you in dollar amount down here, how much money is going in and out of the stock. And then where most of this, I think this is like volume profile for those who use that down here. And then short interest, all that other information you can find here. Cool. With all that being said, any questions on that section before I move into the options section of mobile? Cool. So the options section, click on options. So when you first open up your Webull account, or in general, by default, this icon down here, it's going to look like this. This is confusing. You can have it both. You know, it's super confusing, at least personally to me. So let's go back down here. This icon down there. You will go to list style, list view. Let me delete this. Then we go back. And now it's super clean. It shows me my expiration dates, or the how many days to expiration. My expiration dates here on this left side. The little arrow here expands that specific contract or expiration date. And I can quickly go through, whoops, let me clear this. I can quickly go through all the strikes. So instead of like going to the left or right for a call or whatever, it just has a strike price. And I can, if I want to call, I just click on call and it takes me into the call screen. Same thing for puts. Shows the put. Up here is the contract prices. This is the bid and ask. This is the regular stock price, which sometimes I'll have up just so I can see what's going on. You can adjust that by right here, this icon. You can either hide it if you don't want to see it. I just keep it on, personal preference. Cool. Down here is the order section, the order screen. So what you will do is, let's say if you want to limit buy, pretty straightforward. It's on the limit section. You'll just type in the price you want to get in and just adjust accordingly. And then if you want the order to only be pending for the day, you would leave it on time enforced day. If you want the order to stay pending there, let's say if you want it to either fill today or tomorrow, you would hit good till canceled. The order would be good for 60 days. If it's not filled in 60 days, it gets canceled. Cool. And then you would click on this here, the limit, to either do market or limit. One thing to note about the paper trading feature is that limit sell or limit buys, and even usually limit buys, for some reason, like take a while to fill, even limit sells. So usually, if I'm practicing something and I'm paper trading, I'm just doing market. One thing to note as well, which I'll show you guys really quickly. Let me go back to, it actually won't show me. Let me go, since it's not the real account. Let's go back to Apple. In the order screen down here, on your normal account, your live account, it'll have like, it'll give you the option for bracket orders, like take profit, stop loss, stop limit, stuff like that. But paper trading is only limited to these two things. Cool, moving on. So up here on the top of the screen, one sec, let me move this out the way. Single option, this section here. If you click on that, it's going to bring up this screen. And this screen is going to be important, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Give me a sec, my Zoom is like moving all over the place with the annotations thing. Let me get it out the way. Apologize for the delay. So it's going to tell you your delta, your break-even price, your max profit. Don't go too crazy over this. Theta, implied volatility. You can switch delta, gamma, theta, but I'm going to show you an easier screen to show you all the Greeks. And of course, right here, this is the section where you will be placing your strategy. For paper trading, they only allow single option covered stocks, it looks like. But for the live account, it'll be like vertical. Let me actually see if it shows us. So single option down here. Yeah. All right, cool. So for paper, it'll only let you do covered stock or single options. But on your live account, depending what strategies you're approved at, like if you're on options level 2 or 3 or 1, it'll either give you 1 or 2 options, or vertical spreads like debit spreads, iron condors, stuff like that. That'll be in this section here, in the section down there. So moving back, let's just do the 146 strike. Click on single option up here, brings this screen up. You're going to click on this right here. It's going to bring up the screen where it's going to show you the, it'll show you the mid price, open interest, volume for the day. Yes, really quickly, MC asked, is it also related to cash versus margin account? Yes. If you are on a margin account, they're not going to approve you for certain strategies. Yeah, exactly. Like you can't sell contracts, or you can't like write any contracts. Like you can't sell premium. You can only buy premium on a cash account. And on a margin account, you would be able to do that, depending on your account size. If you're like under 2,000, they don't let you short sell until you get back up above 2,000, and depending what you're trading as well. But that's something for another time. Yeah, verticals are not available for cash accounts. Only like naked options, like just straight call, straight put. But you can do cash. You can do cash secured puts, and you can do covered calls on a cash account because you have collateral that you'll be putting up. For those who don't know about covered calls or cash secured puts, in my options guide on my Gumroad, I have that there. I'll post it in the description of this replay for you guys to see it, or just go on my link tree. It'll be on my Gumroad account. Moving on. So down here, it'll show you, you can see the contract, how it moves, 15-minute, stuff like that. Whatever works best for you. Same thing, this will just show you the chart settings like I showed you before. So down here, it'll show you same thing as the regular stock order flow, large scales. It'll show you all the Greeks here, your probability of being in the money, out the money. A great feature that I don't think they have on desktop, at least I tried looking for it and I couldn't find it anywhere, but on mobile, they have this calculator feature. This is great to be able to figure out what your contract will more or less be on the day or the time that it reaches your target. So let's say for the sake of the conversation, we have a 146 put, and let's say our first target is going to be 146. So down here, you will adjust that. to 146. And let's just assume IV stays the same. So, oh, whoops, this is a call. Whoops. Let's just say the target is 147.50. It's going to tell me, all right, cool. Today is December 5th. So if today the stock price hits that stock price, if the stock price hits this price, my contract is going to increase by that much, more or less. Depending on volatility, how the contracts change, stuff like that, this may be more than this. And on the flip side, let's say your stop loss is 146. You can kind of gauge what your loss is going to be. Oh, cool. If it's my stop loss, I'm going to lose 8% or 8% more or less on this trade. And then this graph here would show you how the days are going to affect your contract. So if it hits my stop loss tomorrow with theta kicking in, I'm going to be at 17% loss. And on the flip side, if it hits my target tomorrow, I'm only going to be up 18% as opposed to 28% if it hit today. And then it'll tell you the expiration. So remember, really quickly, so the dollar amount, yeah, so right here, this is the contract price. So this is going to, so let me go back real quick. So the delta for this contract is 57. So let's just round that down to $50. So for every dollar that Apple moves, the contract is going to increase by $50 for the sake of this conversation, or $57. Let's just keep it to what it is, $57 or 58 if we want to round up. Go to calculator. Right now, the price closed at 146.63. So if we were to buy this call, based on, let's say we bought it at 230 and it hit, so weird. This might, let's just say, let's go back just to make this simple. Cool. Let's say I bought the trigger for the trade was at 146.38. And I got in, it's my break even at this price. The break even in the sense of like my entry on the trade. So let's just say I go up $1, 0.38 for my entry. It's going to be up 24%. So based on when I entered, more or less at 234, you know, it went up $1 from when I entered. So now the delta is $60. So more or less, the contract price went from this up here to this down there. So this is what you entered on, which will be 2.34, which is $234. This will increase to $292 if it goes up $1. And then if your second target is 148, it'll adjust accordingly and let you know more or less how much your contract is going to increase by. So great tool to use. That way you can anticipate more or less what the contract is going to be worth. Following me so far? Any questions? Also, really quickly, I'm not gonna, you're welcome, Bonita. I'm not gonna really go into questions about like options and Greeks and stuff like that. This is not what the training is for. This is just for the platform. So any explanation or any questions you have on like this specific section before I move forward? Cool. So going back to how to favorite contracts to click on them quickly. So we go to single option again. We click here. Then the little heart icon up there, click on that. and then go to whatever watch list you want to put it in. Done. Perfect. Now let's go all the way back. Cancel. Let's just go to watch list. So now if it hits my trigger price to go long, I don't have to like go into Apple. I don't have to be like, all right, cool. Let me find Apple. Let me go to option chain. Let me go back to the 146. Let me put my order in. That takes too long. It takes way too long. So you favorite your contract beforehand, watch list, boom, we're ready to go. Let's put this order in. Trade, boom. Let's see what we're gonna do. We're good to go. Yes, Eric, there will be a replay for this, so don't worry about it. If you missed it, it's gonna be recorded. It'll be on my YouTube channel, which for those who don't have it, it is at ceruleanmineacademy.com. If you know me from other Discords or Reddit or YouTube or anywhere else or Instagram, if you click on my link tree, it'll have my YouTube link there, so you can access it through there as well. Or on my Discord, if you click on my username on my profile, if you scroll down, it'll have my YouTube there, my YouTube link there to watch the replay. Cool. So, did all that make sense, or did I go too fast for you guys? For how to like favorite your watch list or favorite a contract. Cool. So another thing, when it comes to orders, let's just say I want to, let's go back, paper trade. Let's just say I want to sell this contract. Let's say I want to sell it at when it hits 1.20. Good till canceled. Oh, by the way, if you put time enforced day, it won't let you put the order in after hours or pre-market. Hey, Eric. Thank you. I appreciate that. So if you hit day, it won't let you put the trade in. It'll say insufficient funds, failure, order X, Y, and Z. I'm not sure why, but oh no. Oh, that was weird. So limit 1.20. I'm selling one contract because that's all I have. Good till canceled. Paper trade. That is so weird. Oh, I put the order in already. That's why. So now open orders. It's going to tell me with the open order and when I have it set to sell and how many I'm waiting to fill and how many have filled up here. And then let's see. Yeah, so right here, again, you can click on the position. Let me delete this. You can click on this section here to show you the contract. So you can quickly just sell to close, or if you want to buy more, you can just click on buy, stuff like that. It'll show you some of the Greeks right here, the Apple price, your average price, the current mid price, the current total amount, your open P&L. For those who may see this on their screen, this right here might look very different for you. I personally have my P&L hidden because I don't like to see what I'm open, you know, like how much I'm up or how much I'm down. I only have the contract price and the current price, how much I paid in total, or you know, how many contracts I have, and the total position size here. The reason being, little quick freebie for you guys. For some people who may get emotional when they see P&L, you want to turn that off. So you're only focused on the chart. So that's why I have mine turned off from my trading career. Sometimes I get emotional when I see my P&L. So this limits me from viewing it. So I'm only looking at the chart. Remember, we're here to trade charts. We're not here to trade P&L. Another thing, if you quickly want to go to the stock chart of the whatever you're trading, you can click on the number there. And then we'll take you to the chart. Nice little tidbit. And then I forgot to mention this arrow here. It'll show you the information for the company. Next earnings, dividend date, X, Y, and Z. All righty. And again, last but not least, you can click on the order section. It'll tell you the orders and everything that you bought or sold. So today I was practicing showing a student something. So we bought market here and then we sold there. Cool. Going back. And then your performance, it'll just tell you your performance for the day, month, whatever you have. Cool. And then, of course, if you want to cancel the order, one last thing. Let's say if we're on the coal price, it won't show it on mobile. So when you're on the regular price of the stock, on the bottom, instead of just saying paper trading, it's going to have little icons like a little money bag icon. The money bag is just showing your positions. And you can click on that and it'll quickly open up your pending orders and your current positions. It'll open up your positions and your pending orders. Cool. Yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much the training. There's other last little things that you can, how you want to, if you want this up or down, X, Y, and Z symbol, whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the training. What I'm going to do now is for the next 20 minutes or so, whatever questions you guys have, I will let you come off of mute and allow you to ask me questions so we can do things together if need be to walk you through stuff. But before we get into that, what was your biggest takeaway from this training so far? Actually, let me let you guys unmute. Cool. So you guys can unmute yourselves if you want to, and either just type what your biggest takeaway in the chat, or you can just come off mute and say it from there.
Basically, that there's a shit ton of features that could make your life a lot easier.
1000%. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, Eric said on the chat, for those who are watching the replay, he never understood that while paper trading, he couldn't go back to the chart seamlessly, and now he knows. Perfect. Anything else? Got a shy group today.
Yeah, I missed the part where you went from the paper trading from the options and went to the chart.
Oh, cool. So let me show you real quick. So click on the option, then right here. Oh, hold on, let me turn on my annotations. Right here, where this price is. Yep, literally just click on the price. Boom, we're right back at the chart. Then if you quickly want to go, back to your option screen on the top left, you're going to click that arrow. We're back on the option screen.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
All these years.
Bro, I'm telling you, like my second mentor, once he told me that, because he's like, hey, do you know how to do this? I'm like, what? He's like, all right, your job for the next week is to learn the ins and outs of your platform.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Yep.
So I don't, you might have already went over this, but can you kind of show us how to put a stop loss when you're placing an order?
Perfect. So let me cancel this real quick because it'll give me an error. I won't be able to show you properly because this is paper trading. However, let's just say, so right here, sell to close. Actually, let me just do this. Just give me a sec. Let's go sell to close. Sorry, just give me one sec. I'm in my live account. Just turned it off momentarily for privacy purposes. And let me see. All right, share screen. Let's do advanced portion of screen. Share. Oh, whoops, this is my regular screen. I guess I won't be able to do it on the phone. So let me really quickly, let's share screen. Sorry, thanks for your patience.
Yeah, take your time.
Annotations, resume. So on the live account, it's going to show you stop, take profit, bracket orders. You can do everything through there. However, on the paper trading account, it's only going to give you limit and market. But for your live account, it'll let you set stops.
Yeah, I realized that because I wanted to learn how to put a stop loss, and I went to do it on paper trading and it didn't have an option. So I'm like, how am I supposed to know without doing it with real money, I guess.
Yeah, so you can do with a single share. So if you don't want to like use a for the option, you can go like on a stock, like I don't know, if you want to go on Apple, you literally buy one share of Apple, and then you can either set a bracket order, take profit stop loss, take profit stop loss, and it'll show on the screen, take profit stop loss. Or if you just want a stop loss, you can set that as well, and then just adjust it accordingly. Usually, if I'm day trading, I'm going to be on the charts for the most part. And I'm going to set my alerts. But if it's a swing trade, I'll set several alerts when it's approaching my target or approaching my stop loss so I can be active on it and monitor it. And then I personally just market sell, or I will set a hard stop if I can gauge where it's going to fill me depending on the stock price, if that makes sense. But yeah, let me know if that made sense.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. Eric said, not sure if you went through this as well, but can we change the default quick button percentage buttons? What did you mean? What do you mean by that, Eric? If you can elaborate a little more.
I'm mainly talking about when you let's just say if you wanted something more than 30%, when you select a limit and you want to take profit at 30%. I think it only shows up to 30%. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah. So the quick buttons only show up to like 30% or 10%. Let's just say if you want to do a stop loss, it shows minus 10%. or if you want to take profit, it shows up to 30%. Can those quick buttons be changed to whatever you want to set it at? Like, let's just say if you wanted to, take profit at 50%.
All right. I see where you're getting at. So,
Yeah.
um,
Or is that just a default that's set that way within Webull, mobile?
can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Perfect.
you're on the
So,
desktop.
yeah. So on the desktop, on your, let me go settings, trade. You can set it here like the default, and you could just put 10%, 20%, X,
Okay.
Y, Z. On the mobile, let me see, because there's a way to do it, but I think I may not be able to show you on paper. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can show you guys on the real account.
I was thinking that maybe if you
Sorry,
set
say that again. You were
it
kind of
to the
roboting.
my track.
Say that again. You were.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was thinking maybe if you see a pro set it there and then go back into the mobile, it might show up there. I was thinking in that kind of way, but I'm not sure.
All right, cool. I see what you're getting at. So let me show you real quick. Give me 1 sec. So if you want to do this together, open up your Webull account and go to either an option that you have open, or just choose an option and get to the order screen, and let me know when you're there. And everybody could follow along as well. And let me know when you're on the order screen where it'll say like your account on the top left, then the contract, single option, X, Y, and Z. It'll be the order input page. Say that again. You were chopping a little bit.
It's acting a bit weird when I click on. Okay, hold on.
Oh, yeah, go
Okay,
to,
I have it.
so on the
I have
top
it open
right, on the top
Mhm.
right, you're gonna see an icon that
Yes.
shows like the little hexagon. You can click on that.
The gear. Okay, good.
Yeah, the little gear icon is gonna say trading settings, either classic or big button. The
Okay.
big button is gonna be like active trade. So you can just quickly boom, buy market, sell market, stuff like that. In terms of like the take profit stop loss, how the desktop has it, I don't believe, at least from what I've explored, that the mobile version has it yet.
Got it. Now, this is for options. Oh, it's not.
Sorry,
It's for
say
options?
it again. You're roboting a bit.
This is for options.
Yeah, this is for options, but the active trade can be done for regular stock as well.
It's not.
If you can type it out, because you're like roboting really hard right now. Waiting really quickly for Eric to type out his message for those still listening in. The connection hasn't dropped. Eric, no rush. Take your time writing it down. Or you could try talking again and see if your mic comes out clear again.
No, what I was saying was
Perfect.
that
There we go.
I never knew we had big buttons for options to be able to quickly, you know,
To get in and
set.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game changer,
On
man.
mobile.
You got to
Yeah.
get that speed up. Whatever helps you get in there quickly, do what you
Right.
got. I mentioned this earlier in the beginning. I'm not sure if you were here or not. Just be mindful because you don't want to fat finger the wrong trade. Like
Right.
I said a story where my first mentor, he fat fingered a trade and lost like 100K in like a minute. He was very upset.
Wow.
He went to sell, I think, because he used to trade penny stocks. He used to put like $1 million in a trade. Shout out to him. Anyway, he went to he meant to sell 100,000 shares and he bought 100,000 shares. And rest in peace.
That's insane.
Yeah, so he went to sell 100K shares, bought even more by mistake, and then he had to sell at a loss because you know he bought too many for that stock and just drove it up. Anyway, cool. Any other questions, concerns, things that you want me to go over that anybody may have before we end this?
Definitely gonna check out the replay.
Say that again. You were a little choppy.
No, I said I'm definitely gonna check out the replay.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Like for those who oh, nice. You're welcome, Bonita. So Bonita said, thank you so much for this. I've had Webull and glad they made the new additions. Yeah, like I used Webull from like 2 years ago, and like the all the features they've added have been like a freaking big blessing and a big godsend. Yeah, I enjoy it myself very much. But yeah, any other things that you guys may, any other big takeaways, any big things that you've learned from the session, or any last questions before we wrap up? You're very welcome, Paul. I appreciate you guys for coming out. You know, I love teaching. I love sharing this with you guys. So it's one of my biggest passions. Welcome, Mariah. Juan, I see your mic got unmuted.
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you.
No, you're very welcome. I appreciate you guys for coming out. I'll have the replay up probably around 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm just gonna let it upload and I'll post it once it finishes processing. To see the best quality, you may have to wait until like 8:30 when it's fully processed on YouTube side. But yeah, 8:30 p.m. Keep an eye out. I'll post it. I'll post it on the active options trading for those who are in 100Ks group. Or I'll just like put it in the announcement section in my own group. And lastly, if you are following the YouTube, you can always just hit the notification icon or the alerts, and I'll let you know when a new video is posted. Yeah, pretty much it. And one last thing before I go, I'm gonna make a video tomorrow. Well, I'll do my best to do it tomorrow, but I have an appointment at the eye doctor, so I may not be able to. But keep an eye out this week. I'm gonna put a video out on my YouTube on why it's important to have rules for trading and how they can help you and how they don't help you, or rather how not having rules don't help you. So keep an eye out for that. Other than that, thank you guys again so much for coming out. I truly appreciate every single one of you. I will talk to you on the internet and I'll see you later. Make a beautiful night.